Is Colby Covington ducking Ian Garry? That is the question I'm going to try to determine in today's video, as he just went out in an interview with Submission Radio and he said he's looking to return in September or October, the end of the summer or the beginning of the fall. Last I checked, UFC 303 versus Ian Garry is nowhere near that time frame. It's in July. That's a whole 2 to 3 months later that Colby Covington is looking to return, when, to be quite honest with you, we had a perfect opportunity to do two big mouths in the UFC welterweight division. I know we literally have fucking big mouth at number 15 in Kevin Holland right there, but we have really big mouths right here as well in Colby and Ian Garry, and I don't know why they didn't do this fight. Just kidding, I do. Colby doesn't want it. I don't know why. I don't know why Colby would not want this fight. Other than, I've been watching a lot of his interviews recently, other than the fact that the people he's calling out are around the same skill level type of guys, or they're above him in the rankings. The people he's calling out are either going to make him some money or they're above him in the rankings. He refuses to go down in the rankings to fight anybody. I guarantee you, if Jack Della Maddalena called out Colby, he's not taking that fight. If Ian did, he's not taking that one. If anybody below him calls him out, he's not going to take the fight, because he just called out Belal Muhammad, knowing damn well he's not fighting Belal Muhammad, who's going to fight at UFC 304 against Leon Edwards, either in the main event or the co-main event. I don't know what they're going to do with Aspinall versus Blades or Aspinall versus Gane, if they're going to make that the main or co-main, but the point is, Belal's fighting at UFC 304. I don't know why he's calling out a guy that's about to get a fight booked. Now, he did say, if Belal goes out there, Belal's right here, beat Gilbert, beat Brady on an incredible streak of wins in this welterweight division, is he's able to go out there and, well, lose to Leon Edwards. Colby still says he would like the fight, but he's still like it on his time. In August, in that September range and time period, that's when he would like to fight Belal. Remember, July, middle of July, end of July, that area is when UFC 304 is. That's not a lot of time. That is not a lot of time at all for him to return, for Belal to return after a potential loss and fight Colby Covington. Remember, it's in the end of July. We got August, September, that's already where he wants to fight at, and then October. The soonest I would say Belal would probably return is like November, December, either in a fight night main event against Colby, maybe, or as a main card fight, co-main, just regular old main card fight against Colby Covington. It'd be decent. But still, he's waiting. When is the last time we've seen Colby fight? End of 2023 in December. And I know what you guys are going to say. Well, he's coming off the injury. He's coming off the broken foot or whatever the case may be. He's healed up now. He is healed up from the foot injury. He's able to get back into training camp. He doesn't have to cut a lot of weight. He's a very small guy. For the UFC welterweight division, there's plenty of options. There's nobody that has a fight booked in the top 15 besides Kevin Holland, who I guess changed his nickname. I thought he was Big Mouth still. The most likely and obvious scenarios for Colby to fight would be Buckley in some crazy scenario, or Ian Machado Garry. It just makes way too much sense to do Ian Garry and Colby, but he's putting all sorts of stipulations on it. He's saying, you gotta fight when I want to fight. You gotta, I think he was talking about getting all the comments back for Ian Garry, which I agree. He should probably turn back his comments on his Instagram account as well. But Colby, you know this is the fight that's going to make the most money, whether it's a main event of a fight night. Heck, I mean, I know plenty of casual MMA fans that would pay for a Colby Covington versus Ian Garry pay-per-view. You never know. You never know. Right after a McGregor card, you do 307, 308. maybe they do Ian Garry versus Colby. They've put Colby in weird main events like that of pay-per-views when, really, I mean, I wasn't too interested in it, like the Masvidal fight. So you never know. It's a high-ticket level fight. That's going to make a lot of money for the UFC. Going to make a lot of money for yourself, Colby. But he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. He wants September or October. And this is the other thing I was going to go on about. He wants to fight Charles Oliveira now. He wants to fight Charles Oliveira now. First off, Charles is coming off a loss. You can't pick anyone coming off a win. Not a single freaking person. You had Masvidal coming off a loss. You're trying to get Belal off a loss to Leon Edwards. And now you're trying to get Charles Oliveira off a loss to Arman Tsarukyan. And as well as the loss to Islam Makhachev. Obviously, he beat Beneil Dariush in between there. But still, you're trying to fight guys that are coming off losses. And for me as an MMA fan, if you're trying to fight guys that are coming off of a loss, well, my respect for you goes down a little bit. I know, like Belal, sure, if you're offered a Belal fight after that, it would make sense. But today, right now, Belal doesn't even have that fight booked. There's no way they're doing Belal versus you right now. You want to wait for a whole nother fight to happen that's not even booked. Wait for the outcome of that one. Say Belal loses. And then try to get Belal off a knockout loss. Off a submission loss to Leon. And then that's when you want to fight him. You want to fight Oliveira after he loses to Arman Tsarukyan. Up a weight class. When the only reason he was talking about going up a weight class was to fight Conor McGregor. And that's your rationale for saying, I want Charles Oliveira? Really? Really, Colby Covington? We're not doing this. Oliveira, Colby, not happening. We all know this. Oliveira's probably going to fight freaking Poirier when he loses to Islam or something. Or maybe they'll do the Oliveira Gamrot fight, which I've been asking for quite a while. They're going to do Belal Leon. Usman might stay up at middleweight or fight someone else. Shavkat's going to fight Della Medellina. Gilbert someone else. And Colby, my man Colby, should just go out there, take this fight. Ian Machado Garry. It doesn't have to be UFC 303 because I know it's about, what are we at right now? May 13th. It's like maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks away, maybe like 2 months away. Obviously, there's not a lot of time if you're not preparing for it as of right now. But I know after UFC 303, there's the London card, UFC 304 with Leon and Belal. There's 305, the Auckland, New Zealand card. Then there's 306, the Mexican Independence Day card. Then there's 307. And then there's 307. 307, rumors have it, of course, nothing is confirmed. The UFC has to say it themselves. Nothing is confirmed for UFC 307. But I'm hearing Salt Lake City, Utah. And wouldn't Salt Lake City love a battle between Ian Garry, Chaos Covington, as the third to last fight on that pay-per-view? Put 2 title fights ahead of that and Colby. Or you put 1 title fight and you put Colby Covington and Ian Machado Garry. It just makes all the sense in the world. Colby, don't duck Ian. Stop trying to get guys coming off losses. And just fight him. Just fight him. He's a counterpuncher. Get that guard high. Play good defense as you're coming in. Your foot's not going to be injured this time. Go in there. Good defense. Get inside of that range of Ian. He's tall. He's lengthy. Get those takedowns. It's not... I know he's been training with Oliveira, but you want to fight with Oliveira as well. It's not like Ian Machado Garry is an elite wrestler like you are. So, why not? Why don't you go out there and take him down? Why don't you go out there and show that you still matter in the welterweight division? Because as far as I know, you've lost to number 1 twice, Usman. You've lost to Leon once as well. And I don't think you beat anyone. I don't think you beat a single person in the UFC welterweight division rankings. You beat Rafael dos Anjos, who's at number 14 at lightweight, 15 pounds below you, but you've beaten nobody in this welterweight division. So you do not deserve to go up and call your shots and fight Belal after a loss. You don't deserve to fight Oliveira coming up a weight class where he's going to be the smaller fighter. What you deserve is a money fight that also makes sense ranking-wise. It just so happens to be a money fight. Right now, Colby doesn't deserve a money fight, but it also coincides that it makes sense according to the rankings. Ian deserves a shot in the top 15. He just beat number 10. Before that, he beat number 12. He deserves a shot inside that top 5. Colby does not deserve anyone in that top 5. Deserves to fight out of it. He's not going to fight Gilbert. Sean Brady, no. He's coming off a loss, and then he beat Kelvin Gastelum. Stephen Thompson's not going to get back in there. Jeff Neal, no. He's coming off that loss. To Ian Garry, Buckley, maybe. Ian just makes all the sense in the world. Colby, stop rejecting this fight, and let's do it. UFC, you said September, October return. Guess what's in October? UFC 307. Get you on that main card, co-main events, unless there's a women's co-main event, and let's do it. Colby Covington, Ian Machado, Garry. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. All right, that's it for me on that, but of course, you can see down in the pinned comment down below, maybe the link in the description. We are running a Patreon as of right now. We have, I think it was like 3 or 4. Might have been 3 or 4. I think something like that. Members that have already signed up. Of course, we do have the regular one where it's just my MMA bets, just plain as day. That's it. But the Bird MMA Gold one, this is the one I'm more proud of because I put in so much work with this one. I have all the bets, of course, that are included with the silver plan. I have a detailed list of fighters to watch outside of the UFC. So if you go on a Tapology, you look up the Fight Center, and you see all of these upcoming cards that you know nothing about. UAE Warriors, what's that? AEF, ACA. Well, I look through all of these cards. I watch tape on a lot of these fighters, and I figure out which of these up-and-comers could possibly be UFC contenders someday. Good undefeated guys, good young up-and-coming prospects, and I put them on a list for you guys, and I put the links on how to watch them. So on Friday, there's plenty of fights. There's how many cards are there? Like 10, 15 different Friday cards that you could watch the day before UFC if you want an extra fix of MMA. You have a Wednesday fight card. You got another Wednesday fight card. So that's a good tier for you to keep a watch out of some guys that are outside of the UFC. And this one is fun. I kind of like doing this one. I'm going to do the lightweight rankings later on today. And I literally rank, I kid you not, the entire roster. I've done the entire flyweight division in the UFC, the entire bantamweight division, the featherweight division, and I'm going to do lightweight today. The top 15 is not all I do. I go down. There's like 113 fighters in the UFC lightweight division. I rank them 1 to 113. Who's the worst? Who's the best? And you guys can give me some feedback on that one. So that's my funnest one. Obviously, the diamond one, I don't care if you do that one. Bird MMA Gold's a really fun one. And as always, if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, sign up for one of those ones. Support the channel. Support the Instagram as well as yeah, go give this Instagram a little follow. We're about to hit 10K, and by the end of this month, I would assume we post way too much. But go follow it, because we had all the stuff on this one. Thanks for watching.